So Joost, tell us about Kimkim. What is that?
So Kimkim is a platform online that helps individual travelers put together amazing multi-day trips. Usually it's, let's call it a 10-day trip, for example, to Italy or Iceland or Peru, could be anywhere in the world.
Okay.
And the special sauce is that we make it very easy for you to express your interest and what you're looking for in this particular trip. And then we connect you to a local travel specialist who helps you put together the perfect trip. And then you can book the whole trip on Kimkim, and everything is organized completely from arrival to departure in the destination.
Okay, so if I want to go to Iceland and I have some weird things I want to do, like I obviously want to go to the hot springs.
Yep, for sure.
But I also want to like jump off a waterfall and maybe meet a bear.
I don't know if there's bears in Iceland. I don't think so. In Colorado,
hike a volcano,
sure,
and eat some delicious food.
Right. It's all possible for sure. So we have a curated supply.
Yeah.
So not everything is possible, but many things that you just mentioned would be possible. And if not, then we have a reason maybe not to offer it because
like
either
we don't have bears here, sorry.
Exactly.
That kind of thing?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Or maybe the northern lights are not visible in summer or something.
Oh yeah.
Right. Right. But yeah, no, we do. We try to kind of curate the best of a destination and then make sure we have everything that also is in line with our style of travel, which is kind of boutique, upmarket, authentic. So we would probably not do some very large group tours, or maybe we don't do certain very busy destinations. But essentially you can combine kind of a few of the highlights and a lot of the off the beaten path experiences that you can do in any destination.
So is it all private custom tours?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who runs the tours?
So it's a combination of local DMCs, local operators that we work with. So we found in every destination, we found a set of maybe anywhere between 2, 3 or 4 companies that offer trips, and they might all have their specialties or regions that they're specialized in, and they operate the tours. Although we also started experimenting with doing all the trips ourselves. So we have internal salespeople that have a very strong connection to the destination, but then we also operate those trips ourselves. So it's more like signature Kimkim trips, if you will, in about 8 countries right now.
Okay, and how long have you been doing this?
A total 10 years.
10 years, okay. And it's a fairly large company, right? How many trips are you doing a year?
So we do about close to 10,000 trips a year now. So that's about close to $100 million in volume with 50 people that work for the company.
Yeah, amazing. And so what are some of the hot topics in the multi-day world right now?
Yeah, always a lot of topics, right? So travel is never a dull moment. There's always something. But overall, I would say the trend is very healthy. Sometimes you just have to be ready to have a little bump in the road here and there. Of course, AI is a very big trend, or at least it's something that is affecting and will affect the industry. A lot of people are worried about it. Some people are excited about it. Yeah, it's very interesting. So we're trying to navigate it as best as we can. Are
you worried about it, or are you excited about it?
I mean, I'm not worried about it per se. I kind of see it as an interesting new development that, interesting enough, 2 years ago, sort of when ChatGPT just kind of really burst into the mainstream, I was very excited about it and thinking that, hey, maybe this is going to take over the whole use case and maybe we can do everything with AI. And we actually leaned into that a little bit, quite a bit, in the first half year after that happened. So we built like a whole end-to-end trip planning tool that was fully AI powered. We actually found that the conversion of that was lower, not necessarily because the quality of the advice or the trips were worse, because we actually had trained it on our data and it basically gave kind of similar or the same or maybe even better recommendations often. But travelers just didn't really convert at the same level with that. And so since then I've embraced the fact that, I mean, first of all, it's always going to change, so my opinions are not fixed on this, but right now I feel, and I actually feel quite confident for the future that AI is going to be, for sure there's going to be a big thing, but like there's going to be a space next to it or adjacent to it that's quite different, where people actually see our specialists and our human touch as a real feature. It's not just a way to get something, but it's actually something that people really want. The trip really starts with talking to the local specialist, making decisions about do I go here or do I go here, and what do I do when I go to these places, etc., etc. And sure, AI may be able to give you that information, but what I found is that many people don't really like to get that information from AI, and they really like to interact with their local specialists. So we're going to lean into that and use AI more under the hood.
What about social media? Are you guys using social media at all?
Yeah, we use it. We're in travel, like I would say, where I grew up in travel, kind of even before that, right, at TripAdvisor, and had my own company before that I sold to TripAdvisor. So I was kind of a big Google kind of SEO guy as well in travel. Social media has been tricky. Like I would say, if you talk to any established travel company right now, they would still, the data still shows that very small numbers are being spent on social media compared to what's spent on Google. Still the case most of the time. For us too, we're trying to always lean into social media, learn about it, see what works. But Google is still, despite its flaws, it's still a better channel for us.
Who are your customers? Who's taking these tours, and is that changing?
So it's a pretty wide age range, so kind of starting at 35 to 75. So there's kind of the tip, like what many people think when they hear private custom tours is like, let's call it 60 plus. And it's true that is a big, there's very wealthy demographic with a lot of time on their hands. So we love organized trips for those people. But there's also the kind of, let's say, young professional that probably planned trips for 15 years on TripAdvisor and Booking.com, Expedia, Airbnb, etc. And they're kind of tired of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it takes literally 15, 20 hours to put together a trip. You have these spreadsheets and docs and everything. And sure, you can do it, but do you want to do it is kind of the question, especially if you've done it 10 times already.
Right.
And so we see a lot of those people actually very excited about using Kimkim because now they can just chat and they can spend zero time on it if they want to. Most people choose to spend some time, right? You could spend a little bit of research here and there, and the specialist tells you something, gives you some ideas, and maybe you see if you like it or not. Maybe you don't necessarily only trust their word for it, but you want to really make a decision. But again, you can dial up or down your involvement, and you don't need. At the end of the day, you book, and everything is taken care of, and you just show up. You land at the airport. There's somebody waiting for you, or there's a very clear instruction how to get your rental car or how to hop on a train to your first hotel, and everything is basically taken care of. So it's a really convenient, great experience.
How is business going for you? Because this morning in Douglas's opener, he said it depends who you are and what your business is and who you serve. So for you and for your locations and your demographic of customer, how's it going? Are things flat? Are they growing?
Yeah, they're growing. We're growing. We definitely have our best year ever this year, so that's great.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and very profitable as well. So yeah, we're actually very, very happy with how things are going. What we also had like a few years ago was very, very fast kind of post-pandemic growth. So that's leveled off a little bit. So the craziness is kind of gone, where like people call it revenge travel, right? That kind of stuff. It was great for kind of 1 or 2 years. But now we're kind of back to normal. But yeah, people are traveling and love to have these kind of more deep travel experiences that we offer rather than maybe just checking off the highlights. So overall, things are very good.
Yeah, and so what's your projection going forward into 2026? What are you seeing? What are your challenges? What are your opportunities?
Yeah, I think the overall trend again should be healthy. I mean, again, there's always you can never be fully confident in this market, but overall, I feel that things are looking pretty good. We're getting already a ton of requests for next year, so that's looking very solid. Trends, I would say, for us specifically, we're always working, kind of fighting supply growing unwieldy. So it's always tempting to add new things. Why not add this location or this location? And then at some point it becomes a bit unwieldy, or even within locations, right? There may be new experiences that are being added to the platform. And then it's always easier to add things rather than to remove things. So one of my key jobs at Kimkim is also to make sure that we remove things also and keep it tight and very focused on high quality supply. And so, yeah, we're actually, for the first time, also working really specifically on our brand, because we were a performance marketing SEO company where, okay, people come and we'll see whatever they want to do, we can say yes or no to kind of thing, right? So, but like we're now trying to become more of a brand that is specifically stands for a certain type of travel and then attracts travelers that are interested in what we offer as well. So it's kind of new to us. So we work with a brand agency, and I was always pretty skeptical, especially early stage. It's kind of hard for a travel company to build a brand, right? Because people might only use this once a year or something. So does it actually make sense to build a brand? But we do feel that it's the right play now, so we're working on that.
Okay, and how do you sell your tours? Are you selling directly through the platform, or are you selling through OTAs?
Directly through the platform, yeah. We are also tapping into travel agents more now. We organically got more and more travel agents essentially onboarding as travelers. And then in that process, at some point, our specialist learns, this is not the traveler that's going on the trip, but it's a travel agent working with travelers.
Yeah.
And so we started offering some commission to them as well. And now we're actually productizing that. So we are also creating profiles for travel agents so they can now bring all their clients and build their business sort of on our platform. But historically, it's been all direct to consumer over the internet, basically no layer in between.
Okay. I should have asked this at the beginning, but the name, Kimkim, what does it mean?
Yeah, it's a great story. So we started with a different name, but after our first person booked, who was named Kim, and our specialist based in Nepal was named Kim as well. And so Kim and Kim were chatting on the platform, and it just kind of popped in my head like, hey, this is actually a great name for the company. So then we chose the name Kimkim.
Cute, that's awesome. Okay, last question or last topic, I guess. This your first Arival?
Right, it is.
And what do you think of Arival? so far?
It's so far really, really great. It's my first day here. I had already a ton of great conversations. There's actually existing partners of ours are in the audience here. They're multi-day local DMCs. And so I had a great lunch with one of them right now. Talked to another one, also talked to some industry peers, like other companies in the multi-day space. There's actually nobody quite like Kimkim. We do have some kind of more direct competitors, but they're not at the conference, so let's keep it that way. Just kidding. But no, they're very welcome here actually. But no, it was fun. It was just great chatting with people, networking, learning new things, and yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.